Hey guys, I'm Dalya and welcome back to Training Flower. So today I'm going to teach you how to make a chocolate heart box filled with candy bar chocolate cake truffles. It is going to be so delicious and you can really make it for any occasion. Obviously Valentine's Day is coming up, so it would work perfectly if you want to give it as a gift to someone, but you can totally make it anytime or just for you and your friends. So I'm so excited to share with you, so now let's begin. The first step is to make the chocolate heart box. So I have here some chocolate candy melt, which I've melted with some vegetable shortening. We're gonna actually brush a little bit of chocolate onto the pan just so that the parchment paper will stick down. Then we're gonna put the parchment paper right on top, and this should hold it really nicely. So now I have here a heart ring mold, and I bought this at Table. I know I'm saying the name wrong, but that's the name of the store. They have a ton of kitchen products and they sold this. So I'm gonna place it down onto the pan and we're basically just gonna start painting the inside of it. So let's begin with pouring some of the melted chocolate candy melt into the center. You do not wanna take your hand off this ring mold because we don't want so much chocolate seeping through the bottom of the mold. And you wanna make sure that you bring the chocolate all the way up the sides. I'm going to get this into the fridge for about 15 minutes to set. Then we'll paint on another coat of chocolate, and finally we'll remove it from the ring mold. Now that it's out of the ring mold, let's just do some finishing touches on this box. So if there are any areas that look like there's some raised chocolate, just take an offset spatula and smooth that part out. If your chocolate is bumpy on the top, just take a knife and just lightly brush across it to make it flat and even. Now transfer your chocolate box onto a plate, and either you can put it into the fridge or just leave it on the counter until we're ready to use it. Let's get making the top of the heart box. I have put a new piece of parchment paper onto my pan. We've got the ring mold, and now it's time to pour the chocolate inside. We're not going to spread the chocolate onto the sides of the pan like we did before. We're just going to spread it onto the bottom. And then place it into the fridge for about 15 minutes. And meanwhile, while it's setting, let's get started making the candy bar chocolate cake truffles. It's time to make the chocolate cake truffle dough. So let's begin with crumbling our chocolate cake into a bowl of a stand mixer. Now you can make this dough using your hands and just mushing everything together, but I just find it a lot easier to stick the bowl into my mixer and have it do all the work. So I have here one 8-inch chocolate cake, and I made this using my chocolate cake recipe, so I'll leave a link down below and somewhere on the screen here so you can go check it out. So I made half a batch of it in order to make one 8-inch cake. So we're just gonna crumble this whole thing in here. Now add in American buttercream into the crumbled cake. Now let's place the bowl onto the mixer, and we're just gonna mix it with a paddle attachment on medium-low speed for a couple of seconds or maybe a minute. You'll know your dough is ready when you can just grab a bunch of dough, squeeze it in your hand, and if it holds together, your dough is perfect and it's time to move on. So now let's fill these truffles and roll them into balls. So I have a bunch of different candy bars here, so let's go through them. So I have here some Almond Joy, and I already cut these up. I bought the mini ones, and then I just cut around the area where there's an almond, and I put the pieces with the almond into this bowl, and the rest I put in a Ziploc, and I saved it for later. Then I have here some mini York peppermint patties and some mini Reese's peanut butter cups. Now we're going to be making 4 different versions, but we're only going to be using 3 fillings. So now let's get started with this. So I'm just marking out my pan so we know where each of the flavors are going to go so that we don't confuse everything. We're going to make 8 truffles of each flavor. All the cake truffles are rolled out now, and it's time to get them into the fridge, and you want to keep them there for about 30 to 40 minutes just so that they firm up so we can dunk them in chocolate. Also, you will have a little bit more dough left over, about half of it, so you can either use it and make a bunch more truffles, or you can even freeze it and save it for later for another time when you just want to take it out, roll some truffles, and dunk them in chocolate. So I'm going to get these into the fridge, and I'll see you soon. Guys, look at this. You won't believe how simple it is to remove the heart ring from the chocolate, because all you have to do is take it out of the fridge and lift up. And look at that, you've got a perfect heart for the top of your box. So now let's decorate it. Begin with rolling out your fondant into a very thin layer. Then use whatever letter cookie cutters you like to cut out the letters you'll need to spell whatever word you're gonna write. So I'm writing XOXO, so I'm cutting out a bunch of X's and O's, and I made some extras just in case a few break. Now we're gonna dust them with a little bit of silver lesser dust, and it's just gonna look so pretty. So now it's time to dunk the truffles into melted chocolate, which I mixed with a little bit of vegetable shortening. So let's work with the almond joy. Place an almond joy truffle into the chocolate, turn it to coat, take your fork to lift it up out, and allow any excess chocolate to drip off. Then brush it against the side to remove any excess chocolate from the bottom, transfer it onto parchment paper, and then we're gonna top it with some shredded coconut and an almond. Top the Reese's truffles with a drizzle of melted peanut butter and a peanut half. For the York truffles, place a few pieces of chopped York peppermint patty onto each of the truffles. Finally, dip the plain truffles into melted white chocolate candy melt. You may need to dip them twice, and then top with heart sprinkles. This box of truffles came out so gorgeous, and everything looks so tasty, and I know it is because I had taste testers last week try everything when I made it. But anyways, look how awesome this box is. You have the top, you can just lift it up and down, and there's truffles inside. It's just fantastic. And then we have a ton of extra truffles. So you can make a few extra chocolate boxes if you like, or you could just eat a bunch of truffles on their own because they are just so delicious. So I really hope that you guys give this a try, and let me know if you do in the comments down below, and let me know what you think of it, and if you made any other variations of truffles, because although I chose certain candy bars, you can also put all different types of candy bars in it. You could chop up a Kit Kat, put it inside. You could put some Snickers inside. You could do so much. So let me know if you make any other variations. So I really hope that you guys give this a try. You can find the recipe on my website, itsrainingflour.com. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos every week. And I'll see you next time. Bye!